You're live.
Good morning. Thank you for your patience. My apologies that we got rolling about 16 minutes late here. I'm calling us to order at 10:16 a.m. and many thanks to Nate for getting us live streaming with zero notice. I'll take responsibility for that one. Although I will also point out that Commissioner Sanchez joined us a little late, so I could just say that we were waiting on him, and I appreciate that. So we are called to order. If you'll please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I will do our determination of quorum and just get to say good morning to my fantastic board mates. Commissioner Sanchez?
Present.
Board Member Campbell?
Here.
Commissioner Shaljo Hernandez?
Present.
Who is also Vice Chair.
Thank you.
Board Member Beck?
Good morning, Madam Chair. Here.
Board Member Gates? Here. Councilor Corrin?
Here.
And I, Chair Graham, am present. Good morning, and we have our quorum. So at this time, I'm going to read two closed meeting statements. The first, the Board of Directors of the Animal Services Center of Mesilla Valley met in closed session on November 19th, 2025, to discuss limited personnel matters regarding the hiring of the ASCMV Executive Director, which is closed pursuant to Section 10-15-1-H2 NMSA 1978. The meeting began at 10 a.m. and included the following ASCMV board members: myself, Becky Graham, Christopher Shaljo Hernandez, Manuel Sanchez, Jennifer Gates, Patrick Peck, Joan Campbell. Scott Riley of Affion Public was also present. Board member Becky Corrin joined the meeting at 10:45 a.m. and was present through 2:45 p.m. ASCMV Executive Director candidate Jamie Benfield was present from 10:30 a.m. through 12 p.m. And ASCMV Executive Director candidate Stephanie Lewis was present from 1 p.m. through 2:30 p.m. The closed session concluded at 2:55 p.m. The second closed meeting statement: the Board of Directors of the Animal Services Center of the Mesilla Valley met in closed session on November 20th, 2025, to discuss limited personnel matters regarding the hiring of the ASCMV Executive Director, which is closed pursuant to Section 10-15-1-H2, NMSA 1978. The meeting began at 10 a.m. and included the following ASCMV board members: myself, Becky Graham, Becky Corrin, Christopher Shaljo Hernandez, Manuel Sanchez, Jennifer Gates, and Patrick Peck. Elizabeth Seeley of the ASCMV participated by telephone from 10:02 through 10:12 a.m., and the closed session concluded at 10:40 a.m. And those are my closed meeting statements. I felt like I had to put a closer on that. So moving to our action items today, 4.1, recommendation for Affion Public to begin negotiations with our ASCMV Executive Director finalist. And I guess we'll do the motion once okay, great. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to suggest we're going to do, is just kind of go down the line and give a brief overview of our impressions from the search to date, and then we will finish with a motion of the selected candidate. We'll name the selected candidate and ask Affion to commence their contract negotiations. So I'll kick us off. First, I just want to thank the many, many, many people who have been involved in the process to date, the ASCMV staff, Affion Public, community members, my fellow board members. It's been a really interesting process. And I also wanted to speak a bit to some of the, behind the scenes process. Specifically, I want to address some feedback and comments I received from last week for the community meet and greet, where I think, including some folks who are here with us this morning, went out and got to have some discussions with the two candidates. And there were some questions about why the board wasn't present for that meet and greet. I'm speaking only for myself at this moment, not for any of my fellow board members, but I thought really carefully about whether or not I should attend that. And what I kind of came up with was that the board had the opportunity to interview each of the candidates. We had dedicated time with them, kind of a one-on-one opportunity. And I felt that that was my time, and the community's time was the community's time. So I didn't want there to be any impression that I was trying to step on community time when I had already had my own time, or make things weird, as, let's face it, we can sometimes kind of make things weird. So I just wanted to say that I hope that my absence at the community meet and greet wasn't seen as apathy, or I couldn't bother to be there. I thought about it a lot. I really actually kind of wanted to go, but I felt that it was important to give the community their own time. So just wanted to address that ahead of time. In terms of the recommendation for Affion, I think that, in my opinion, we had a great problem in that we had two fantastic finalists, and both with amazing experience, incredible chops in the animal welfare space, and for me, I come to giving the edge to Ms. Lewis, based primarily on her. She just had a little deeper experience on the municipal animal welfare side of things, and experience with the scale of organization that we are looking for our next director. And I'm going to just kind of pass it down the line. Councillor Corrin?
Thank you. I second everything that Chair Graham alluded to, and I also just want to sort of talk a little bit about the process, and specifically, I'll talk about two parts of the process that I feel like I see in the context of all of these things. First is, this is not an easy job for whoever accepts the position, and there are so many constituencies to think about: community folks, the staff at the shelter, us, although I think we should not be the main people that the person answers to, the animals in the shelter, right? The animals in the community that may be in the shelter, right? These are extraordinarily diverse pressures that this person will have to respond to. And so finding someone that can respond to all of that with their experience through their experience in education, I think, is not an easy task. And I just want to really appreciate the search firm for bringing us, as Graham said, two people who had different but powerful experiences that I think would mean a lot in Las Cruces. And to that kind of conversation, I think I also support Ms. Lewis's candidacy and beginning negotiations with her in the way that I think it was a great problem to have such great candidates to be here and to get to chat with them and think forward. But the second part that I also want to talk about is the community forum setup, or community conversation setup, which I appreciate Affion really taking the lead and creating a space where we received something like 35 total individual comments related to these folks. And I can say that in general, we, as a city councilor, I rarely receive more than 5 comments about anything, almost anything. That we make a decision on. And so I think that really speaks to both the fact that, and we considered those comments were all prepared for us, and they were part of our consideration when we met the second day. So I really appreciate the community folks who did show up in numbers that, again, are atypical of public discussions about who someone is, and I think that just shows how much people have hope for this position. And so thank you to all the folks who gave input, to the staff who also I know gave input through a variety of means, and to the search firm that brought us such great candidates, and both of them for engaging in conversations with us that were really powerful. So I also hope that we can begin negotiations with Ms. Lewis.
Thank you. Board Member Gates?
So I didn't bring a pen and paper, and I'm gonna try not to ramble, but essentially echoing both the things that you said regarding the meeting as well as the candidate, Ms. Lewis. I think that, someone with a behavior background like her, I think she has extensive experience. I think that she has very progressive viewpoints. I think that she knows that you don't just follow one organization's idea of the best way to do things. I think she understands that you can pick and choose what works best for Las Cruces, and I think that she has the desire to really make our city stand at the top when it comes to animal welfare, and I think that is one of the the most amazing things that I think that she can accomplish. So I think those are most of my bullets as far as meeting with her. And so yeah, total full support for Ms. Lewis as well.
Thank you so much. Board Member Peck?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the public. I want to thank Affion for doing a fabulous job. I've had a professional career of 40 years, and I have interviewed and hired hundreds of people in my career. And I can tell you that the interviews that we had last week were probably top 10 in my entire career. So congratulations to Affion for bringing us great candidates. Congratulations to the finalists. Good job on the interviews. It was a pleasure meeting them both. I wish them all well. And thank you, Madam Chair, for overseeing this. This was a good, good process, and I think we've come out with, we have two great candidates, but I have to agree with the consensus of those who've spoken that I'm leaning towards Ms. Lewis at the moment. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Vice Chair Shaljo Hernandez?
Madam Chair, thank you. I'll keep my comments really brief. I just want to kind of say thank you to both the candidates that came out and joined us here in Doña Ana County, visited the Animal Services Shelter, talked to the team extensively. I thought it was a great interview process as well. I was really, really impressed with their willingness to have conversations, their willingness to explore and see exactly what's going on in the Animal Services Shelter. There's a lot of conversations that were had based off of feedback that they got from staff, from public, questions, and neither candidate backed away, neither candidate backed off. They were excited at the opportunities. They were excited to help us grow and help us understand the full potential of our shelter. I was really impressed by both of them. I think they both come from very unique backgrounds, whether it's from the animal control side or it's from the nonprofit side. I just think that they really both were great candidates, and I'm really excited for the future with them. I hope that we just can all get together, move forward, and I hope the community gets excited with us on the future of this board and what we're about to do. So I think it's really exciting.
Thank you. Board Member Campbell?
I know there was some consternation about whether to hire a search firm or not, but I'm awfully glad we did, and I was one that advocated for that. I thought they did an excellent national search, and they brought us two tremendous candidates. I wish we could have both of them, and for different reasons. But I thought that Ms. Lewis probably can hit the ground running a little faster because her experience is more spot on to what we need for this particular position. So I was glad to be part of the process, and thank you for including us all.
Thank you. Commissioner Sanchez?
Thank you. I want to say and just echo a lot of the sentiments that have already been shared by the board. I think Affion did an amazing job bringing some amazing candidates. Really, during the time, I felt like both of the candidates that came in brought some amazing experiences and from different aspects of what they do. I mean, we saw from the rescue side with from one, and then on the other side working on various roles in animal control, being from an ACO all the way up to a shelter. And so I think one of the things that really stuck out to me was exactly the fact that they were both excited for the opportunity, wanted to be here, wanted to bring their flavor to the ASCMV. I know there was a couple, I think as the chairwoman and Councilor Corrin had stated in terms of public input, I did want to say that we did, as a board, receive all of the comments that were made by the team, or by the public, and they were reviewed by the team. We did review that, so if I think I saw some comments online, are they really going to read through these? Yes, we did. And we did take those into consideration. But I was really very pleased with the overall search process and where we ended up of having two amazing candidates to make a decision from, and I'm excited for the step we're taking today. So thank you so much, and thank you, Madam Chair, for leading the search and for us on this. I know it took us a while, but I think I'm really excited for, if we're going to get, for the candidates that we saw, absolutely worth it to be able to bring some excellent experience to this. So thank you so much for leading the process.
All right, thank you so much, board members, and especially so many people helped. It's not just me. Anyone in the sharing the chamber with us here today like to offer comment? No?
Madam Chair, I think we need a motion before public comment.
Oh, okay.
I move that we give the search firm the go-ahead to begin negotiating with Stephanie Lewis, as the action item says, but isn't specific, given the feedback we've heard here today.
I'll second
Madam
that.
Chair, I second that.
2 seconds. Thank you for the procedural. I ask again, would anyone like to come up? Okay. Okay, great. Any other discussion from the board? Okay, then I'll call the roll. This is on a motion to recommend Affion Public to begin contract negotiations with ASCMV Executive Director finalist Stephanie Lewis. Commissioner Sanchez?
Yes.
Board Member Campbell?
Yes.
Vice Chair Shaljo Hernandez?
Yes.
Board Member Peck?
Yes.
Board Member Gates?
Yes.
Councilor Corrin?
Yes.
And I, Chair Graham, vote yes. Exciting. And I'll communicate this, applause. I'll communicate this with Scott Riley, and hooray. Yes, please, Councilor Corrin.
Just really quickly, again, I ask this because we have a long history of trying to navigate these things, and the answer is always different. But we will probably have a special public meeting to ratify the contract, right, when that time comes, the next step.
Yes, I believe that's correct. So we would do, similar to this, another special meeting, at which time, yes, we would move to ratify all of those constitutional sounding things that you just said. So yes, correct.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, then I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Sanchez.
Seconded, Corrin, and happy Thanksgiving to all you.
Yes, thank you for
everyone.
coming out. And we are adjourned at 10:35 a.m. And again, Nate, thank you so much for hustling over with zero notice. Thank you.